Hey guys, today for science, we are going to be going over our Unit 7 review. It is on pages 337 to 340 in your science workbooks. So the first part is your vocabulary. You have the words conservation, humus, nutrients, pollution, and soil. So let's look at number 1. A part of soil with a rich mixture of decomposing plants and animals is. So number 1 is humus. Number 2, turning off lights and recycling are examples of conservation. Number 2 is conservation. Number 3, a mixture of minerals, air, water, and humus is soil. Number 3 is soil. Number 4, garbage on the land and chemicals in the air are types of pollution that can make organisms perish to move to new locations. So number 4 is pollution. And number 5, the nutrients that plants need to grow often come from weathered rock and soil. So number 5 is nutrients. So those are your vocabulary words. For 6 and 7, you guys are supposed to fill in the letter of the choice that best answers the question. So for number 6, using renewable resources is one way to conserve resources. Which source of energy is a renewable resource? So number 6 would be wind, D. Number 7. Hector wants to put some soil in a pot that will drain water quickly. Which should he use? Number 7 is sand, C. The next ones are on page 338. For these, you're also going to bubble in the correct letter for each answer. Number 8. Ackley wants to make informed choices in the use of natural resources by reducing the resources she uses. How can she conserve resources? Number 8 is the letter B, as in boy. Place her lunch in a reusable box instead of a paper bag. Number 9. For number 9, you need to look at the graph to answer the question. The graph below shows the percentage of aluminum cans that are recycled. Okay, so they want to know which best explains the data in the line graph. So the answer is C. The percentage of cans recycled is increasing. Number 10. Tyrone wants to make sure his soil mostly consists of clay particles. What should he look for? It is B, as in boy. The soil will be heavy and sticky. Number 11. Which is an example of reusing? The answer is C. Taking cloth bags to the grocery store to carry groceries back home. And number 12. Abby and her family collected newspapers in the recycle bin below. Which would best describe what they are doing? So they are C, recycling. And then on page 339, number 13, which characteristic of cotton makes it useful for a natural resource for clothing material? The answer would be B, because it is soft and light. Number 14. Giorgio is exploring how soils are formed from weathered rock. He recorded his findings and made the soil model below. Which layer is made mainly of rock that has not been weathered? The answer is D, as in dog, the bottom layer. Number 15. An electrical cord is a product that you can buy. Which natural resource is found inside an electrical cord because of its useful characteristics? The answer is C, copper, because electricity moves very well through this resource. Number 16, look at the picture below. Landfills often have aluminum cans and paper in them. What informed choice in the use of natural resources could someone make to reduce the amount of garbage in landfills? Your answer is B, as in boy. Recycle aluminum cans and paper. Okay. And for the last questions on page 340, you guys are going to write the answers to these questions. Okay. So number 17, look at the drawing below. Okay. You see that there's a big rock that's broken down into tiny pieces. Okay. It says, what process is shown in this drawing? How can soil form from this process? Well, you need to have written something about weathering, because that's the process of rocks being broken down into smaller pieces of rock, okay? So it has to do something with weathering, okay? And then it asks you, how can the soil form this process? Well, the rain and the air and other things weather the rock and break it into little pieces. Okay, the small pieces are then mixed with the air, water, and humus to make the soil. Okay, so there are two parts to this question that you guys need to answer. The first part has to deal with weathering, and then the second part, you have to explain how soil is formed through this process. So it has to do with the rain and the air, okay, and some other things that break the rock into smaller pieces, okay. Number 18. Two students investigate how dead plants and animals affect the soil. They record the results of their investigation. What do they record? Well, you should have written something about how the students found that when plants and animals die, that they decompose. That means that they break down into smaller pieces, okay? And then as they decompose, they become humus, which mixes with other parts to form the soil. Okay, so you guys need to write something about how the plants and animals decompose, and then they become humus, okay, which forms the soil. Okay. And number 19, this is your math question, okay. Amy's family puts about 4 pounds of material in the trash each day. The family wants to recycle and reuse 1/2 of the materials they now throw away. Less trash, it says how much trash would they throw away each week? So we need to break this down to find the answer, okay? So we know that they use 4 pounds a day for 7 days, which is a week, okay? So if I multiply 4 times 7, I would get 28 pounds per week, okay? But then they want to reuse 1/2 of the materials. So then you have to divide 28 by 2 to get 1/2, which is 14 pounds a week. So your answer is 14 pounds a week. So this is like a multi-step question that we would do in math. So the first part you have to multiply 4 times 7. And then the next part you have to divide 28 by 2 to get your answer 14. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email me. I hope you guys had fun doing your science review.